let's try another song. Is there another question? Let's jump into another song. This is with my Swiss band. That was my British band. This is my Swiss band.
Ordering nationalities now.
Sorry?
Doing it by nationality now.
Is it? Yeah.
Got a little world map at home.
World map
there next.
Exactly.
Fancy doing something in Austria next.
Actually, I will name drop that. So I've got a new single coming out tonight. The video will come out tomorrow. I've got a QR code there, so if you want to go to there, that's my website. But on there, you've got my social media, and you'll have a link to my Spotify as well. And at midnight, I'll be there when the song goes live, and I'll pop it into my Spotify playlist of everything. So then you'll be able to see that there. The video won't go live until tomorrow. I was going to try and play that, but the problem is that's in a different tuning, so I can't swap into a different tuning to illustrate the song. But just have to understand it's very, very silly, again, very fast. And it's a fretless guitar player from Germany, which is why I'm mentioning Austria. So he's from Germany, it's almost Austria. So, but yeah, so I do have my German project, as I call it. That'll be out tomorrow. But the drummer's from Fear Factory. The guitarist has played with loads of people, but the main band he's kind of famous for is playing with Obscura. Anyone knows Obscura? So he was their guitarist for one album. And then, and this is my Swiss technical death metal band. So give this one a go. So this one has a little solo in it as well. And how have I composed the solo? I've just stolen loads of riffs and licks from Allan Holdsworth, basically. So it's a guitar solo on bass, essentially. I can almost say it's that. What would Allan Holdsworth do if he had that solo? Was my concept behind it. And I'll flip it into passive mode when I go into the solo, and hopefully remember to play a bit afterwards. So that's my Swiss band that asked me just originally to just essentially session play on the album. And then when they released the album, they then couldn't find anyone who could play it. So they then said, Aaron, could you play it live? And I was like, no, damn it. I recorded it bit by bit. It is.
I'm going to release something so ridiculously difficult, I'll have to come back and ask for it.
Or just so that some other poor bass player has a horrible time.
I had
Did you film other people trying to play it?
But I've had to, because I recorded it section by section originally. And then I wasn't really thinking about having to actually physically play it all in one go. And then, I had to try and play the whole thing in one go. It's the same thing with this German thing that's coming out tonight. That's really hard. So again, I recorded it section by section, and then, hey Aaron, do you want to come to a music video? Oh no, I've got to actually try and pretend I can play it. So it's all a bit silly.
What's the band called for the song that's coming out tonight?
Changeling. Changeling, yeah.
Something about them.
So this band is Virvum, the one I just played. The first one I played was Utopia. Changeling's tomorrow. The video's tomorrow, and then the song comes out tonight. And we've got 5 minutes left. Oh, this is a 7-minute song, so that will just about get us in there. I will just quickly, actually super quick mention, because there was that little in the end. Same kind of concept with using all of these. I'm doing it on fretless now. It means I can kind of get the fast arpeggios up and down in different directions. I can kind of just do that with one finger on the way down, but then you work out different fingerings and so on. A lot of that's actually come quite handy because, again, like I mentioned earlier, I like playing lots of classical things. I mentioned that? I like working out lots of classical things. So there's one particular classical thing that I like that was using lots of arpeggios in G major. So you're going up to the third, up to the fifth, and then the octave. I can't never get those something there. So I'm kind of doing multiple octaves of things, but that's very hard to play on guitar with sweeping. It doesn't quite work on guitar because you're kind of going up. You have to kind of go up 3 and then skip over a string and then come back. So it doesn't quite. It's not a simple sweep for arpeggio for guitar. There's another Chopin thing I did last week at time, but essentially it works this way. I'm essentially using 3, 2, 1, and then 1, and then 3, 2, 1, and then like that. It's a Chopin thing. Revolutionary Étude. So it's kind of. Up here. So you're kind of going all the way over there, but actually the fingering for this hand is actually very, sounds stupid to say it because it's very fast, but it's actually very basic. This hand, I'm just kind of going over and over and over again. It's my timer to tell me to stop talking. So actually this hand's quite easy. I just kind of do the same thing over and over again. I've just had to glue these fingers in there, essentially. So a lot of the time I work out, is there a way I can actually make the left and right hand simpler, essentially. The hard part's this bit. It's the left hand part. It's very, very, very silly and kind of almost inaudible because it's so low. Right? That's kind of the possibilities of using, all the fingers of this hand, essentially. Cool, right, I'm going to play one more song and then